This program was recorded at Sun Bear Studio in Ripley, Mississippi.
Good morning, Northeast Mississippi travelers. This is Heather with Talk Travel with Heather Tate, and I'm so excited to share my adventures and tried and true tips with you, whether you are also a seasoned traveler, a hopeful traveler, or currently an armchair traveler, meaning you're going to follow along with us from home for now. If you have listened to this show over the years, you will have heard me mention my best friend, Mallory, safely, and her family, because we have been on quite a few adventures together, from Caribbean cruises to Amsterdam to Jamaica to local weekend getaways in Chattanooga and Helen, Georgia, to our 40th birthday trip last spring to St. Lucia. Now, a few weeks ago, Mallory and her husband, Justin, traveled to a different resort in St. Lucia, and this prompted a lot of discussions before, after, and if we're honest, even a couple times during that trip. We talked about how it compared traveling to the same destination with first me as the best friend, and then later her partner of over 18 years. But you don't have to just take my word for it. Mallory is joining us now to include you into our conversation. Hi, Mallory.
Hi, Heather. Thanks for having me. I'm excited about our conversation.
Well, welcome to Talk Travel with Heather Tate, or should I also welcome everyone else into our behind-the-scenes conversation with Heather and Mal? Now, we have no idea how this is going to go because we're both pretty unfiltered together. So...
Many years of friendship has our conversation rolling all the time.
And we normally, when we talk, we just jump into a conversation, whether it's been a couple hours, days, weeks, months, and it's just like we never left off. Like we just go right into it. So we're going to try to not leave everybody out of our conversation to try to make sure they know what we're talking about so we don't, talk in code like what happens when you live with someone for years like we did in college. So first off, let's talk about this. So now you have been to the same destination, but two completely different trips, a girls' trip and a romantic trip. So I know that they were both wonderful, but they had some differences, right? Like they were wonderful in their own unique ways. Do you want to share a little bit about maybe some things that stood out to you that were really different about a girls' trip versus a romantic trip, besides some obvious things?
Sure. Well, I was very lucky to get to spend my 40th celebration with my best friend, Heather. And that experience will always be very special to me because we got to go to a new island that I had not been to before. And luckily, I had not only my best friend with me, but my expert travel agent with me as well, and got to experience two of the resorts there at St. Lucia during that trip. It was a shorter trip. We just did 3 nights, I think it was, a 3-night, 4-day girls trip. And we were bouncing back and forth between La Toc and the Grand, and it was absolutely beautiful. We got to experience a catamaran sunset cruise, which was wonderful. We got to eat great food together and do reservations.
Lots of sushi.
That didn't change when I went back with Justin either. We ate lots of sushi. But yeah, we got to experience things that I didn't get to experience with Justin. But I will say this, by going on that girls' trip first without him and going with a friend, I got to see things ahead of time and know, like, would Justin enjoy this island? Would he enjoy these accommodations? And honestly, from the moment we arrived to the moment we left, I kept being like, oh, I cannot wait to bring Justin to see this, because I knew that he would really enjoy the things that we got to experience. But it was so fun. Of course, we got to be there as friends and build upon our relationship and reminisce over the last...
We had a lot of reminiscing. Oh, my goodness. How many years of friendship do we have? Have we talked about this? What are we?
I don't know. It's been since 5th grade, 6th grade. So you're talking like 30-ish years that we've been.
I think so. That's a while. Whoa, that hurts when you look at it that way.
It does hurt. Yeah, when you say it out loud, it's like, but I'm only 33, right? So yeah, it was a very fun 40th birthday celebration last year. And then this year I got to bring Justin along, and then we got to stay at the Halcyon Resort, which was the one resort you and I didn't get to check out while we were there. Beautiful resort, really loved it. And the week we were there, it was actually quite quiet, which was really nice. So we got to kind of we found our little spot each day and just relaxed and enjoyed. And we read lots of books and got to rekindle, our relationship away from work and responsibilities that we have in leadership roles in our community and in our church. And of course, as parents, we have 2 little girls at home that also keep us very busy. So it was nice to rekindle and just be a part. To be good parents, you have to be good spouses.
Oh, so
and
true.
And that this gave us a chance to kind of reconnect and relax together and be with each other, so that when we're good spouses, we're good parents.
I love that, and that's so true. And I definitely want to talk more about that, because that's a very important point that I think is so good for why you need to travel as adults only. Sometimes, whether it's a friend's trip or a couple's trip, that's important. But a couple of things you said. For one, it's kind of like our girls' trip made a good recon for your romantic trip, right? Because I feel like there's less riding on a friendship trip. Like, we knew we could have fun no matter where we went, no matter what we were doing. We were going to have fun being together. And it wasn't going to feel like, well, this is our one trip of the year, because we were able to split everything. So I think this is really good for, your adult women who maybe they have their spouses have a limited time for vacation that they can take, and they kind of think, well, maybe they'd love this place, but maybe they wouldn't, and am I willing to jeopardize the entire vacation time on this hunch that I think they'll like it, versus when you go as friends, it was low stakes for us. We were going to have a great time no matter what. It wasn't as difficult. You didn't have to worry about childcare at home because you had another parent. We both had other parents there with the kids. So it was easier. You didn't have to worry about the pets or anything. Pets or kids were covered.
Yeah.
So it took a lot of stress away, and we're like, okay, well, we can just go see some things. We can see things, what do you like? What do you think when you go back next year? What do you think Justin's going to like? So you already knew the best sushi places to go because we checked those out. And we had a really good excursion, but we saved the best because I was like, I want you to be able to experience the pitons with Justin. Like, there's some things you wanted to be able to do when the 2 of you came back, and that worked out perfectly.
That experience was beautiful, being able to go and snorkel underneath the pitons, not only to see the wildlife, but our captain of our little boat took us all around the island to get there and showed us different places. He showed us celebrity houses and showed us some of their ecology and talked about a little bit of their history. It was just a lot that we learned. We signed up to snorkel, but we got a whole lot more.
I love that.
That was a great experience. And the pitons are gorgeous.
Oh, they are. It's like right out of a movie. Like, you feel like you're in Hawaii, but you're only 4 hours nonstop from Atlanta. So
exactly. It did feel very Hawaiian. I will say that, between the tropical vegetation, the mountain peaks, and the beaches, it felt very Hawaiian.
You feel like you're so much further away that way. Yes. I mean, it is the Hawaii of the Caribbean. St. Lucia has that reputation. And it is a very romantic island. So a lot of people associate it with honeymoons because it's been the world's #1 honeymoon destination, I think 16 years in running. Like, it really has been. But it also made a fantastic girls trip location too. Like, it did.
And while we were there, Justin and I, when we were there were tons of other girls trips there as well. I think it makes for a great birthday celebration, even like a bachelorette getaway, if that was something people were interested in.
I agree. For sure.
You need to rekindle your friendships just as much as your own romantic relationships as well. So I think it's always good to have a kind of breakaway with your friends where you can just be yourself and have fun.
I love that. So you can rekindle and reconnect with your adult relationships, whether it's a long time best friendship or your spouse. You do need both. And I think that it's wonderful that you got to experience the same destination, both types of trips, to then see how, they were both wonderful in their own way, but they were unique too, that there was something different you could do on both types of trips. Now, we have more to talk about, but that's all the time we have for the portion of the radio show. But I know we're not finished here, Mal. So I'm going to invite everyone to tune in to our podcast, which will be the extended episode. Whatever you're doing this week, wherever you're going, remember, life is short. Take the trip. make those memories together, whether it's your friends or your spouse, significant other, your family. You won't regret it.